So what you are saying is that that area, that from Chibok, Damboa, that axis that surround the so-called Sambisa forest is still has been under the control of the Boko Haram and had not been taken over by government since that 2014.
Absolutely, that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Where they call Sambisa general area is still under absolute control of the terrorists. Because I have credible evidence, even people that recently escaped from those locations that came out, they are still within this where the military tagged Sambisa general area. So we are not even talking about Sambisa general area now. I just left Chibok on Sunday evening. Now uh, 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 the village that was attacked last night, you can see the village with your eye from Chibok. If you are standing on the ground, you can see the village from Chibok. So it was attacked last night. Shortly after the military came back from their routine patrol, it was attacked just about less than 5 kilometers from Chibok. That's what we are talking about. So the other villages on the axis of the west has been completely obliterated.
So the probability, therefore, that Chibok may fall is high.
Is very, very high. They know it is very, very high because if they can attack such villages, they attacked Shikarkir twice last 2 months. They attacked Bamzir. They attacked another village near Kwada, near the Kop, this village that was attacked last night. So all those villages have been cleared. Zahaen, Zahabi, all have been cleared. They are now ghost villages. Yesterday, even after the attack on Koppel, Shikarkir was threatened. All of them evacuated and ran back to Chibok in that same night. So what I'm saying is those axes are now on governed spaces that terrorists are moving freely to connect Askra, to connect Biu on the other western side, to connect Dambua. They move freely round Chibok down into Sambisa on the eastern part of Chibok and all. So they can move the radius of Chibok at will. Radius round Chibok, they can move at will, even on the broad daylight. That's what I'm saying.
So now let's come back to you have been very critical of the performance of the military and the government. What will you have them do differently?
What I will have them do differently is we all know that these terrorists are not superior to our security forces. The problem is absence of coordination and the right political will to do this thing. If we are talking about numerical strength of these security agencies, today announce recruitment into any of these security formation, you will see Nigerian graduates in their thousands applying. What are we doing with them? Why can't we recruit them? A country of 200 million plus, we are still looking at less than 300,000 police, less than 300,000 military, all combined together, Nigerian Army and Navy. And then we are talking about being serious. What stopped us from having 1 million recruitment and then capitalize again on equipping them to the teeth? Then utilizing the available technology that people are using. We've seen what other countries are using. We've seen what Israel is using. We've seen what the country, Germany, America, France are using as far as technology is concerned in building intelligence and utilization and in sharing. So excuses are like shoes. You can always have the one that fit your leg. What we know is there are 1,001,001 Nigerians that are ready to join the security formation. In all the communities today, if you announce that you want everybody youths, educated youths that are ready to join the security forces today, you will get them in their thousands in all the communities. Some of us that are staying in the cities doing business, we are ready to carry arms and go into the bush to defend our community, to clear the bush at once. So what I'm saying is, let them increase the numerical strength of our fighting forces. Let them equip these guys that are fighting and motivate them, give them the right tools to do this. Why can't the ground force and the air force coordinate? While they are offensive on ground, there are surveillance on the air. So that even if it is in the in the day, in the night, we can pursue after attack and exterminate the terrorists. Why are we allowing criminals to come and attack our communities in a broad daylight and still escape? And then we are parading ourselves of spending billions of dollars on buying air hardware for army and the air force. That is not justification. So I am not just being critical on the government because there is something we need. No, we need peace. Some of us I personally, I am one of the highest private sector employer of labor in Chibok. Today, I am bankrupt. So we are not saying this thing because we are end feelers of this unfortunate incident, and we know what we have lost. So we know that this can be done. It can be done. We can pursue them, we can chase them, we can clear this bush, clear everything, even if it means to bring down every tree that is around. There is no forest in Sambisa. We can clear everything in that place and keep our communities very clean. So it is a slap on the face
Let
of our
me let me
security
let me
forces.
ask you. You spoke earlier about people still being abducted. Do you still have Chibok people that are in the hands of the terrorists in captivity up to now?
11 years down, we still have 75 Chibok girls missing. 75 of them are still not back. That's just the Chibok girls that were abducted under government in a state of emergency in a government school. We are not talking about other abductions that have happened around various roads, in and around Chibok. There are lots of
So
people.
have other abductions taken place, and do you have records of those abductions?
I may
Will
not
you
have
give a guess as to the number of?
I may not have details of all abductions at my fingertips, but there are a lot of people that have been abducted on the road. Recently, about a few weeks ago, there are other people, including a high court judge and the rest that were abducted between Biu and Burate and Damatru. They are still not found. We have people that have been abducted on that road, many of them. In between Maiduguri and Dogo, there are people that have been abducted. There are people that were abducted on their farms in Chibok and Damboa, even in Askira Uba. So I may not have their names and the detailed figure, but abductions are taking place every day around that axis, and it's still ongoing.
And as we round up, I want to clarify from you. You did say that these attacks did not stop from that 2014 kidnapping of those girls. So how have members of the community been coping all this time?
Well, as I said, people can have to struggle to survive. The military have been doing a lot of, especially in protecting Chibok main town and few other villages like Kubrumbula and Kautikeri. Kautikeri, that is the only remaining village on the eastern flank of Chibok, has been attacked for more than 90 times. 90 times. And if you go there, you will see the volunteers, the volunteering youths of that community who have joined the hunters or civilian JTF or the community vigilante. They have been working assiduously with assistance from the local government, from the state government, and even from the community. The Kada community have been assisting them in terms of logistics to keep vigil over those communities. So for the effort of the volunteers in those communities, we can still have 3, 4 villages surviving on the eastern flank of Chibok, boundary Sambisa. And those guys have been engaging in fighting the terrorists day and night. They have recorded a lot of success together with the military. Some of these hunters can go out, overpower some of these small detachment of the terrorists and seize weapons and surrender them to the military. It has been happening in Chibok consistently. So the community is doing a lot. The state government have supported in various ways, but what we are saying is more can be done, and this war we can win over this terror because we are more than them. we are more determined than them. So what is keeping these villages is the resilience of the people, because some people have worked and retired and went home. They don't have anywhere to go again. Some have never gone anywhere. This is their village. They have nothing to go to. They have nowhere to go to. And that is why you can never find a Chibok person that is from Chibok in any of the IDP camps. Even when we had a lot of IDP camps around in Borno, we host our own people. You go to any house in Chibok and you will find a lot of other families that are coming from different communities that have been displaced. We host them. So we have to keep some of these villages. And even today that this couple was attacked and Shigarku was threatened, if you go to Mbalala this morning and you come to Chibok, you will see people, even in some shops in the marketplace and in front of houses, shops have been turned into people's home, because we need to accommodate our own. So that is how what we are doing right now.
All right, we have been speaking the last 20 to 30 minutes with Dr. Alain Manasseh, the National Publicity Secretary or Director of the Chibok Development Association. Doctor, thank you for the time you spent with us.
Thank you, sir.